You're watching Your World.
Let's take it to South Carolina now, where Governor Nikki Haley is demanding answers from President Obama on a government lawsuit against Boeing. The National Labor Relations Board trying to stop Boeing from opening a new facility in South Carolina, but Boeing and right-to-work states are fighting back, with South Carolina really leading that charge. And with us now is the state's Attorney General, Alan Wilson. So tell us what you're doing here and what you'd like to accomplish.
Well, first off, let me say this. This case is not about South Carolina, and it's not really about Boeing, and it's certainly not just about right-to-work states. It's about the right of people, whether you're a mom-and-pop business running a small, five-person, five-employee company, or whether you're Boeing. This is about the right of you to make decisions that affect your business without the federal government telling you that you can't do it and punishing you for making private decisions. That's what this is really about. It's about federal intrusion into private business practices.
So just to set the stage for people, what's really happening here is Boeing wanted to, or wants to make some 787 Dreamliners, their new big plane that we've been hearing about for so long, in South Carolina. Now, the concern here, or the complaint coming from the union officials, is basically that you're going to take union jobs in the state of Washington and go to South Carolina and make them non-union jobs. And they're saying it's unfair labor practice, right?
Well, that's right. But the problem with the complaint is usually when you have a complaint, there's a harm. The problem is since Boeing announced over 17 months ago that it was going to expand, not remove, but expand its operations to South Carolina, it has actually added approximately 2,000 employees to that union membership in the Puget Sound at their other manufacturing facility. So there's been no harm that has fallen upon the workforce of Washington State. In fact, over 1,000 people have been hired in South Carolina. The manufacturing our first plane rolling off this summer. Our economy is suffering. We're trying to crawl out of this bad economy. The unemployment in South Carolina is 9.9%. And so I just find it very appalling that the NLRB would try to do this underhanded and this overreaching grab of federal power to try to control the decisions of a private company.
Now, let me bring up on the screen a quote from the governor of your state, Nikki Haley, who said, while silence in this case can be assumed to mean consent, President Obama's silence is not acceptable, not to me, certainly not to millions of South Carolinians who are rightly aghast. So you want what, or she wants what, the state wants what from the president?
Well, I mean, I would like the president to take a leadership role in this and, recognize that the economy is, trying to crawl out of this recession and that we're trying to put people back to work. This is about jobs, ultimately. And I just said that, Boeing has done its part to create jobs in Washington State and is doing its part to create jobs here. But this is far bigger than anything else. We want the president to take a leadership role, but I don't want to make this about President Obama. I want to make this about the ability of private businesses and private entrepreneurs to make decisions without the federal government intervening. And what happened here is that you're sending a message, not just to other right-to-work states, that if you go to a right-to-work state, we're going to attack you. This is the third time that South Carolina's been attacked by the NLRB or a union because of businesses coming here. This is about something much bigger. Imagine about companies throughout this country, or even bigger, throughout the entire world, that are looking at the United States, and they're thinking, wow, do I want to relocate to a union state where if once I'm located there, it's kind of like a fly trap, I'm stuck. I can't make it if I make a decision to expand my operation. And what you had here is you had the union had every right to strike, and it has every right to negotiate with the company it's affiliated with. Well, the union doesn't have a right it doesn't have a right to avoid unintended consequences. When you cost a company billions of dollars in profit, and that company is trying to do the right thing for its shareholders and it's trying to do the right thing for its employees, it's going to expand. You can't avoid that. And the union's trying to use the government to help it survive in the free market.
And we're going to keep following it. Attorney General Wilson, thank you very much for your time.